Hey everyone, Giles here, back with another video, and today we are going to talk about how you can train as an obese person. So before we get started, let's say this. Your weight is your choice, and that's a fantastic thing, okay? Because once we realize that it's the choices we've made that have brought us to the place that we are in right now in our lives, we take power and we take control over that situation, and by doing so, we realize that we can take ourselves out of where we are onto a better path. Alright? And the fact that you've tuned in to catch this video, it means that you've taken the first step. Okay, so kudos. Like, I'm so happy you're here. Okay? I'm rooting for you, and I really want to see this all the way through for you. Okay? So another thing I'm going to tell you is, in this video, we need to remember that fitness is never a sprint. Okay, fitness isn't a 3-month transformation, fitness isn't a 6-month transformation, right? Fitness is a marathon. You're here for the long haul. Okay, we need to make small changes that slowly snowball into an entire lifestyle change. All right, so there'll be no 3-month transformation programs, or this program or that program. This video is meant for you to learn how to make better choices first. Okay, next up, we're going to address the problems that you will have, okay, which is basic mobility, building basic structural strength in the body, okay, adding balance and coordination, and lastly, mindfulness. So there'll be no HIIT workouts, there'll be no shit workouts, there'll be no plyometric workouts, sprint drills, this, that, no. Alright, we need to focus on the things that you need, alright, and we need to keep the risk low and we need to keep the reward high. Okay, so a few things that I'm going to quickly guide you through in is, we're going to focus on firstly strengthening your joints, okay, doing it properly. Now if you can't walk, if you feel like walking itself is too difficult, I'll be doing some of the exercises on a chair. You can't see the chair right now, it looks like I'm pointing at an empty wall, but there's a chair right over there. Yeah, that one. Cool. So when we get started with the video, I'll do a few of the drills standing up, and then I'll move back to the chair, and then I'll move back to standing up and back to the chair. Okay, so use this video as a thing that you can do almost every day with yourself, okay, till these workouts become very efficient for you to do, till these workouts become very easy for you to do. Alright, and then slowly progress into better workouts. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We want to make small changes that slowly get us off the path that we are on right now onto a better path for ourselves. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, first, there's an outfit change, and yes, I'm shooting in the daytime now. So the video that I shot yesterday had some really bad AC noises, which was putting wind in one side of my ears, which gave me a headache while I was editing the video. So I will shoot this whole segment again. So let's hope this one is the one. Cool. So before we get started, what I want you to keep in mind is, again, mind-muscle connection. Okay, if I'm going to ask you to rotate your neck, I don't want you to just throw your neck around, okay? That's not what you want. If I ask you to move your hands like this, I don't want you jerking your hands around the place, okay? Nothing is going to be a jerky movement, nothing is going to be a shaky movement. Every movement we do is going to be with extreme mindfulness, okay? We have to feel everything in our bodies move, we have to feel whatever, feel the muscles that are connecting. So say for example, if I'm going to be moving my neck, I want to feel my entire neck all the way down to the shoulder, all the muscles that are supporting the movement, all the muscles that are doing the movement, okay? So let's get started, okay? We're going to do it again mindfully, safely, okay? Safety is always going to be the key element here. Not getting hurt is going to be the key element here, okay? So, I consider this a warm-up, but for many people, the warm-up itself transitions into a really good workout. So don't really change this as like, this is the warm-up part, this is the cool-down part, this is the workout part, blah, 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 blah. The entire workout is one unit here. Okay, so we'll transition. Okay, consider the workout having started the moment we start with the movements, which is now. Okay, so let's get started with the neck. So I like people standing nice and upright. Okay, so you want to be holding the ground. Okay, and again, if you have a problem with standing, you'll be going on the chair as well. Cool. So now when you stand, I want you to hold the ground. Okay, because everything comes from the ground up. Make sure your toes are grabbing the ground. Make sure your ankles are nicely supported. You're not just letting your body drop and stand in a very bogus posture. Okay, we're here to improve ourselves. So be mindful about how you're standing, how you're putting energy into the ground, and how the ground is putting energy back into your body. Okay, next thing, my knees are not fully extended. Okay, they're not straight, they are slightly flexed. Okay, now by flexed, I don't mean like leave it loose. Okay, you're going to leave it a little loose, but you're also, by leaving it loose, activating all these muscles here. Okay, you're grabbing the ground, knees are a little loose. Alright, keep your glutes a little tight. Okay, brace your core a little nicely. Alright, and very gently, very calmly, only drop your neck behind and go for half rotations. So 1, 1. Alright, so go and do about 5. If you like the movement, go ahead and do 10. Okay, there are no rules, no numbers. Okay, so if it's 5, you're here, here. Okay, one thing to keep in mind is whenever I'm doing my rotations as well, when I stand nice and upright, when I put my neck behind, my whole body is not moving behind, my whole body is not rounding behind. Okay, I want to only move my neck here. So everything else is going to be tight. Every movement is a full body movement, and chest, neck behind. Alright, so that's it. Okay, again, do around 5, do around 10, up to you. Cool. After we do the back rotations, now we're going to put our neck down in front of us. So, very easily, very calmly, again, don't drop your whole body, just the neck. So, neck down, and up. Okay, if you really want a number, go for 5. I normally tell all my clients and all to stay with 5. But again, some people just like doing a few more repetitions, so why not? Okay, so after you've gone side and side, now what we're going to do is very calmly keep our head nice and neutral, look straight in front of you, and look left and right. And similarly up and down. Alright, notice my whole body isn't moving, it's just the neck. Okay, so I don't need to show you how to do this on the chair because you just need to sit on and do it. Alright, very simple way to do it on the chair. Next up, I want you to imagine that you are in a room and those walls in the room are closing in on you. Okay, like any favorite action movie that you've seen or whatever. So imagine that the walls have closed in, but you're pretty strong, okay? So you were able to stop those walls. So the walls have come here, they've closed. Look at how active my body became suddenly. Stopping the walls. Take a nice deep breath and push those walls back away. And while you are still pushing them away, so you don't lose tension here, I'm still pushing outwards. I'm going to make 20 circles. Okay, again, my entire body is not moving. I'm not leaving myself loose. Okay, I'm just rotating my shoulders. And my entire body is strong, supporting the shoulder movement. Alright? And then after 20, it's 20 the other direction. Make sure you keep pushing outwards. Okay, these are really hard to do. Okay, because it doesn't matter how strong you are, you just end up pushing with more force. Okay, then I'm going to show you this one on the chair really quickly, and we get to the next one. similar. Okay, so even when we're sitting on the chair, so even though we're sitting on the chair, it doesn't mean it gives us a reason to relax and to relax. Okay, even when I'm sitting down, I've activated my legs, I'm still holding the ground, okay, I'm still grabbing the ground. I'm keeping my quads a little tight, my back is nice and arched, it's straight, okay. So by arched I mean here, I don't mean hyperextend your back, I don't mean round your back, okay. Back is nice and arched, neutral spine. The walls have closed in, my whole body is braced, even my glutes are squeezed over here, and I have pushed and 20 and 20. Take a small break, okay? Depends on the amount of exertion you've put out. Okay, you're putting in a lot of force keeping this thing active, so take a small break and then we move to the next one. So your goal is to do all these 3 exercises, without a break in between sets. Okay, that's what I make the clients move towards, but then that's only as you start becoming better and more used to the exercises, that's when you can start doing it like that. Okay, till then take as many breaks as you need to be as safe as you can. Cool? The next one. Now, you're going to stand near a wall. So, I'm going to keep my heels touching the wall over here. Again, my knees are not straight, slightly bent. Right? I take my butt into the wall. I keep my back into the wall. I keep my hands here like a giant L. Alright? So, my hands are not here, my shoulders are not here. I'm not in any weird position. I'm just here, I'm into the wall. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab the ground again. I'm going to push. Alright, so I'm going to imagine that the wall is coming in from the front now. Okay, so I've stopped that wall. And I'm pushing the wall forward. And while pushing the wall forward still, I am going to do 20 circles. Very active, and 20 the other way as well. Okay? Again, these are really hard, so make sure you're doing them with great control and great mindfulness. Okay? I don't want to see this. Don't be that person. Okay? Make sure you're doing it with great control. Alright? If you're doing it sitting down, now is where we use the brace of the chair. So we take the back part. We're here, hands down, shoulders into your body, okay, shoulders depressed, your whole body is nice and stacked. Take a nice breath, hold the ground, push, and 20. So 20 in this direction, 20 in the other direction. Oof, great job. Cool. Now from here, we again step a little bit away from the wall. Stand strong. Keep standing strong. Actually, I showed you from here and I'll actually show you the movement coming closer to the camera because my hands are getting cut over here. Okay, so you stand strong on the ground. Boom. Body like this. Okay, don't hyperextend. Don't round your back. Very nice and strong. Hands parallel to each other. Imagine the ceiling is coming down. So, from here, we are going to push the ceiling up. Try to get your hands in line with your ears. Keep pushing upwards and go ahead and do your 20 rotations. Okay? Now, a common mistake people make with this one is when they are doing their rotations like this, they tend to move their whole body as well, okay? Try not to move your whole body. Hold the ground nice and tight, squeeze your butt, right? I'll do it from here. Push upwards, here. You're trying to only isolate the shoulders while you push up and you do the 20 rotations and the 20 rotations. Okay? So, Most people, the first time they do it, they lack the mobility to go all the way here. So work in the range of motion that you have available for you. Alright, if you can do it here and be strong, do it here and be strong. Alright, but work your way to slowly get to a point where you can be here. Cool? Always remember to keep that pushing tension alive through the movement. That's what really gets it and makes it hard to do. Okay, similarly, if you're sitting down, hold the ground again, squeeze your butt, hands here, push, and 20, and 20. Okay, so go slow with the movements, then take a small break. Alright, the next up, we're going to do something for our biceps and our triceps. Okay, very simple. So you're going to stand. Imagine you're squeezing two rocks in your hand. So imagine you've got rocks over here. You smash those rocks, make them very tight. Hands here. You're going to flex one elbow as you extend the other elbow and rotate a little bit. Again, I'm not standing stiff, I'm slightly bent. Body strong. Breathe in, flex and extend. Alright, so if you notice, I'm holding everything very tight and I'm actually trying to squeeze, 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 okay? The tighter I squeeze, the tighter I hold, the better it gets, okay? So make sure you're trying to squeeze that rock. Make sure when you're doing it, you're not jerking. Tight, extend, flex, extend, flex, extend, flex, extend. Okay, make sure that it's also not a shoulder movement, so you're not rotating the shoulder and doing it. I see a lot of people doing this. Everything is tight. Now you're only moving this one joint. Cool? If you're doing it sitting, here, nice and strong. Okay? Here, flex, extend, flex, extend. Cool? Alright, from there we're going to go on to the forearms. So again, squeeze the rock in your hand. And while squeezing, you're making circles. Again, not soft circles, everything is tight. Every movement is a full body movement. Just because I'm doing this, it doesn't mean this is not active, it doesn't mean this is not holding the ground, it doesn't mean this is not active, it doesn't mean this is not active. Alright, we want to squeeze, use our whole body as one unit, and rotate, and rotate. Cool? After we do both sides like 10 rotations, push your hands in front, and up, and down. Okay, imagine how a really wet towel that you're trying to wring. That's it, okay? Next up, I want you to focus on, so go towards getting the balance in this movement very slowly. Don't straight away rush into balance, right? What you want to do is lift your leg up a little bit, hold something that's sturdy and won't fall. Try to spread your toes apart. Now, not a lot of people have gotten used to spreading their toes, and in my opinion, spreading your toes is one of the best things you can teach your body to do. It helps you grab the ground better. It helps support your entire body better by having a strong foundation at the ground. Okay, so start by taking a little bit of support, spread the toes apart, and then with spread toes, do 10 rotations. Keep spreading the toes. Try not to move the entire leg, just the toes, and spread it the other way. So 10 and 10, alright, and then go for the other leg. 10 and 10, alright, very gently, very calmly. If you're doing it sitting down, again, just lift your knee up, alright. If that's a little difficult, here, spread your toes. 10, again. again, just because I'm moving this leg doesn't mean this is not active, okay? It's holding the ground, my core is tight, everything is braced, and I'm doing my rotations. Each direction 10 times. Alright, and relax. And give me a second, I'm just gonna check if my camera is still recording because it tends to overheat and stops recording. Okay, so I'll just take a little bit of a breather. I'll see if the videos come out well, and we'll get back at it. Okay, so great news, it recorded. Alright, so I'm going to continue with the workout. So, where we left off was with the rotations, alright, and the rotations here. Cool? Now, what we're going to do is very simple, very calmly, okay? Again, we're going to do a nice full body movement, okay? There's a way we're going to do a similar movement sitting down, but for this movement itself, I would skip it for the people sitting down, alright? What you want to do is, you want to hold something again, something sturdy, take your support, knees a little flexed, very gently flexed, alright? Hold the ground now. We've learned to spread our toes and we've learned to keep them nice and open, and we've learned to grab the ground with them as well. So use that, okay? Hold the ground. Now, very gently, very calmly, not a huge range of motion, you're just going to lift one knee up. Alright, it's not a big lift. No, very calmly, as slowly as you can. Up, leg down, up, and down. Okay, as you start getting used to the movement, okay, before we get used to the movement actually, you want to lift up, and when you put your leg down, don't lead with the heel, don't stomp your leg on the ground, go on the ball of your foot, spread your toes out, and down, up, spread your toes, ball of the foot, down. Okay, so we'll do it with support. If it's the wall, take the wall support. Slow movements, okay, not fast movements. As we slowly start getting used to the movement, let's get our hand off the wall and try to balance. It's amazing if you can do this with your own body weight, like with your own balance without the wall. Because the moment you get off the wall, you realize how much your knees want to collapse here, how much your knees want to go here. Alright, your goal for this exercise is to not let your knees move around the place. You're holding the ground so stable, alright, that whenever you lift, it's very controlled. Down. Very controlled. Down. Alright, so this exercise will also help you with your walking gait in general. Alright, a lot of obese people I know have flat feet because of walking and stomping and walking and stomping. Alright, and years and years and years of doing it. Okay, so I personally have developed flat feet because when I was younger, no one really showed me how to jump and land safely. So every time I landed, I hit the ground really hard with my whole foot, and that impact over multiple years took my arch that I had and flattened it. So I have a completely flattened arch. So if you notice for my feet, look at this, it's insane, okay? I'm going to make a whole video on feet. yeah, trust me. Alright, so because my own arch is collapsed, I need to make an artificial arch by holding the ground all the time with whatever I'm doing. The moment it collapses, wow, did you see how I took my knee out of place? Again, not collapsed, collapsed, okay? So now the moment this has happened, the weight, okay, firstly my tibialis bone over here, alright, it's the shin bone over here, it tends to get out of whack, which has put my knee joint out of whack, which has taken my femur bone over here, thigh bone, and thrown that out of whack, which has thrown my hips out of whack, which has destabilized my spine and has just thrown my whole body out of whack. Okay, so the great thing about this exercise is it teaches you how to grab the ground, how to not let all those external factors come into play, how to maintain control, even though your knees want to go here, they want to go here, you're not letting them do it, okay? So it's really good to strengthen just your arch in general. It's really good to build your gait for walking and for anything that you want to do in life. Alright? Next up, as you start getting used to doing this very nicely, very controlled, very smoothly, again, we're not doing it for impact, alright? Calmly. The next step that we're going to do is, we're going to take this movement and we're going to hold again, because it's a new movement. Hold, curl your leg. So that's the first step. Second step is lift your hip. Alright? Third step, straight here. And ball of the foot. I mean lift your knee. Okay? It's hip flexion, but lift your knee. Next up, we're going to go here. Again, flex. Flex. Extend. And ball of the foot. Okay? Ball of the foot is very important. Don't hit your heel on the ground for now. Flex. Up. Here, down. Alright, flex, up, here, down. Okay, so it's a 4-step process. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this we can do sitting down. Okay, but again, it's not going to be crazy big movement. What I want you to do is to just get from here, hold your core tight as usual. You're holding the ground tight as usual. Take your knee. Lift it up a little bit if you can. If that's difficult, it's okay. Just swing here. Okay, don't completely extend for now. Leave it a little flexed. And down. Here. And down. Okay, if you feel this is too much, just sit behind. Sit into your chair completely. Rest your whole back into the chair. And just move up. And down. Again, even for this movement, I'm not hitting my heel on the ground. I'm going straight up. And I'm coming down on the ball of my foot. Okay? So that's it. Once you get used to this, once you get used to standing up from the chair, okay, if you can slowly stand up to the chair, then slowly start moving into this movement. Slowly start moving into this movement. Okay? Then slowly start moving into an entirely combined movement. Okay, again, when we're doing this, you don't want your knees to go all over the place. So when you flex, it's here, up, forward, down. Okay, I see a lot of people, the moment they put their weight like this and they go behind, they tend to do this. So avoid doing that. If it's happening too much, don't progress to the step 8. Okay, once you get used to this, you can start using it in a form of a walking drill where we move the chair out of the way first, because it's very important, otherwise I would walk into my chair. Alright? But so you're here, you curl, you go up, you go here, and come down very gently. The less noise you make, the better. I want you to imagine that you've stolen something and no one needs to hear you. Right? Do it next to a wall. It really helps with balance if you need that added balance. Alright? But work towards not needing the wall. Cool? Now, after we have done that, I'm slowly going to get the chair back, because the next 2 drills are going to be fun ones. Okay? These 2 get a little hectic. So I'll keep it here. Superb. Now, after we've done those walks, again, take your time. Take as much time as you need, do as many repetitions as you need. I personally start people off with 20 steps on each leg. So it's 20 of this. Alright, then it becomes 20 of this. Down. Alright. If it's a class that I know how the people are performing in that class, when they're regulars, I make them do only 10. Cool? Because I also make them do a lot of other things. Alright? Not those kind of things, if that's what you're thinking. Anyway, so the next exercise is, again, we stand near the wall, okay? We keep our heels on the wall, push your butt into the wall, back into the wall. Keep your hands here. Now these are hard, okay? These get really intense. Hold a nice breath, okay? Everything nice and active into the wall. Push. Throw in your hands, point your fingers straight, squeeze, the great thing about these is, what you want to do is you want to create tension within your body itself, and you want to push with all your force through the tension you've made. Again, it doesn't matter how strong you are, because the stronger you are, the harder your push is, the harder your body is holding you back from the push. Okay? Again, if you feel like you're putting, a lot of people while doing this, because they're so close to the wall and grabbing the ground, especially with the push, they tend to overwork their calves a bit. If you feel it's getting too tired, what you can do is just take a small, minuscule step in front, take support of the wall, hips back, always lower your butt, okay? So butt back, back back, back back, yeah? Nice and arch. Again, your shoulders are not going to be here, you're not going to be here, you're not going to be in weird postures. Hold the ground, push yourself into the wall a little bit, hands here, like a giant L. Not here, okay? A lot of people do this, a lot of people do this, it's not this. Here, here. Take a nice deep breath, push. Alright, and push till your hand is nice and straight, not here. Here. And don't hit your elbow into the wall. Okay, I see a lot of people knock out like this, don't do that. Okay, so this one, sitting down is awesome. Cool. So sit down. Sit back into your chair. Strong, strong, strong. Okay, so I like doing this against the wall because a lot of times when I teach people on the chair, they tend to push into the wall like this as well. So you don't want to topple your chair over, okay? Be safe. So here, active. Push. Pull. Push. Pull. Okay, so this drill I really like complementing it directly with another drill, alright, which is keep standing against the wall, okay, again heels touching, butt touching, back touching, hands flat, here, very calmly take your hands up, all the way here, and into the wall, and we come back. So the reason I like using the wall is, it helps really teach you how to keep your back neutral and what the right spine alignment is as well. So if I'm going to be doing it here, it's very easy for me to just lose control, okay, and to go according to how my body is just going at the movement. So when I have something restricting my movement, keeping my hands here, I have nowhere else to go but move in the right range of motion. Okay, again, you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't want to rush through the movements, you don't want to, God, I hate doing this, jerk your hands up, okay, very calmly, very safely. If you feel like your range of motion is right here and this is where you cannot go anymore, you will move in just this range of motion. Don't force something that you're not ready for as yet, because again, that gets dangerous and we're not about that dangerous life here. Okay, if you're sitting down into the chair, here, nice and arched, stacked, up, and down. Yeah, it's a great job. Okay, so I like alternating the push and the pull with 10 of these. So 10 push, 10 pull, and directly moving into 10 of these. But do it the way you are comfortable doing it, okay? For some clients, I make them do this before we get into the warm-up as well. So I make them do the head rotations. I make them go from the head rotations straight away, neck rotation, sorry, straight away into this movement. Because I know it's something that they need primarily, okay, for their posture and everything like that. And then I get them into other movements. Okay, and finally, we'll go through one last movement that will add to a lot of whatever you're going to do. Alright? Whether you're standing, whether you're sitting, it doesn't matter. Okay? What you're going to maintain that same flat back that we maintained on the wall. Now that we've learned to keep our hands nice and straight, okay, what I want you to do is just pull your shoulder blades behind you and push them in front. Pull your shoulder blades behind you and push them in front. Initially you'll be doing this, okay? This is what you'll do. Everyone does this at the start. Everyone does this, so don't worry about it. Okay, what you can do to make it slightly easier is just focus here, here, alright? Just focus on thinking someone is holding your shoulders and they're kind of pulling them together. Or you're trying to squeeze something in between your shoulder blades. So from behind, it looks a little bit, it looks like this. Okay, so it's a very important movement for all the future movements that we are going to do. Alright, it's super important. So when you're doing like a push-up, when you're doing anything, you want your shoulders to be stacked really nicely. If you're going into a squat with weights, you want your shoulders to be depressed and stacked. You want to be able to learn how to move your shoulders in the different ways it needs to move. Whether you're doing a pull-up, stack your shoulders to your pull-up. Alright, and that's how we get started with everything. Now, another thing is, if you feel like you cannot stand up and do these exercises at all, alright? Just do this one movement, okay? If all you can do is lay in bed, you want to be flat, alright? Keep your body nice and tight. Point your toes for this one, okay? Squeeze your butt. Keep your hands here. Right? If you need to, take some pillows and put under your lower back just for some added support. And just start by learning how to move your body in this range of motion. Okay, this is really good because gravity helps you a lot with the work. And here. So just resist it, okay? You're going to constantly try to pull, you're thinking that you want to take your legs and try to touch the wall that's in front of you while squeezing your butt and up. Oops, sorry, go all the way down. Or go to the range of motion that you're comfortable with. And back. Cool? Again, do it in a way that's very safe for you. Okay? Nothing that we are doing here is supposed to hinder you and hinder your fitness. Alright, and yeah, that's it for the basic workout that I want you to start with. I know this, so I'm rooting for you, okay? And I really want you to see you change, like I really want to see you change. And if you have any questions, if you have any problems, if you have anything at all, drop in an email, drop in a DM, write a message in the comment section, okay? The main reason that we did this workout was firstly to help you learn how to hold your posture better. Most of them are posture related exercises with a little bit of structural strength that we are adding into those movements, and we are working on our mobility, balance and our basic walking gait. Okay, these things will take you such a long way. You do not need to be running, you do not need to be jumping, you just need to focus on these movements for now. Alright, put in the pressure that you can put in, okay, especially sitting at home. It's not difficult. There are walls all around you. There's a chair that you can sit in. Okay, if you need to lie down, I showed you what you could do as well. Okay, even the pushing movement, you can just lie down, push against the bed that you're lying in, pull against the bed that you're lying in. Okay, if you need to see it, it's here, right? You're flat, you've pushed, pulled, pushed, pulled. Okay, so all these movements are for you to learn how to train safely first, learn the right things to do with your body, and to be able to do them consistently. Okay, if you can do these every day, super. If you can do this 2 times, a week, super. If you can do it 3 times a week, super. But as long as you're doing it, and as long as you're slowly making a habit to do it over and over again, that's what will change your life. Okay. Okay, so no 3-month transformations. Focus on what you need to do, focus on the right mobility, okay, and take care and have a wonderful journey. Okay, all the best.